Hey guys, what is up? It is Dangeles, and welcome back to part 15 of the Victorian Mansion Let's Build. Guys, today I'm going to be doing some work on the exterior. I'm going to be doing some landscaping today, and what I think I'm going to do is split up the landscaping into the front yard and the backyard on two separate videos. So today on episode 15, we're going to do the front yard landscape, and then on episode 16, we're going to do the backyard landscape, and then whatever I don't get done in those two episodes, I'll just finish off camera. And then I think after that, we'll be done with the Let's Build. We're going to try to keep it to 16 parts, like I said. I'm trying to keep it in my mind that I did say that we were halfway done at episode 8. So I'm trying to be like the fortune teller here and hoping that that ends up coming true. But just some quick updates I want to show you guys. First thing, I mowed the whole lawn in the front yard. Did not do it in the backyard yet, just the front yard. I'm not even sure if I like it. I tried to do it with the stained clay for the first time with alternating grass, and I don't know if I like it or not. So we'll see. I might unmow the lawn at some point if I decide I don't like it. But I also planted a bunch of trees right behind the front wall here, and I also just built a little road in here as well. So we have some street lamps, and we even got the little sewers, like the storm drains and things like that. So tried to add everything, and then I added just a big wall of trees, very similar to what we did with the Alpine Mansion. The whole point behind this is just to kind of make the house more private, and the whole property itself kind of just secluded behind this wall of trees. So the tree line is more or less just protecting the house, I guess you could say. And I'm going to add a lot more to this front yard today. We have a whole big flat space here where we can add some more stuff. I do have some more updates to show you guys before we get started, just some small things on the interior. I started to mix up some of the wall designs and added some fireplaces. So I turned the family room here into a green wall, and then I also added a fireplace here. I did the same thing on this side, again, another green wall and then a fireplace. So these fireplaces connect up to the roof. I'll show you guys that in a second. And then in here, I made the sunroom pink. I don't know if I really like this color. It's actually not even pink. I think it's just, it's white stained clay, which is pink for whatever reason. So I don't know if I really like it or not, but I did add some ceiling lighting in here and just some more random designs in the ceiling to make it more detailed. So I like it in here. I think it looks really good. I'm not so sure about the color, but the actual design of the room itself, it's bright. It's a sunroom. It's doing exactly what it's supposed to be. It just had a lot of natural lighting coming from the ceilings and the walls, and it's just going to be a nice place to put a couple sitting areas and just kind of have like an outdoor vibe inside. So that's the whole point of that room. And again, those are the fireplace designs, which I think turned out pretty good. So that's pretty much it on the interior. I want to come up here and show you guys the other fireplace. So we did the first I guess chimney on last episode right there, and then there is the second one coming out of the roof. I made the second one a little bit taller just so they weren't both the same height, but I think it looks great and I'm pretty happy with that. Actually, I keep forgetting there's some more things I need to show you guys. I added a lot of stuff off camera just to kind of speed up the process. I added all the doors and things like that to the place. I don't think I did anything. Oh no, I did do some stuff here. I added just some small things like right here. I actually ended up deciding to add pillars along the edge of the railing here. Switched out the anvils for black stained glass. I did that. What else did I do in here? I think that's pretty much it. Just add some small details like some lighting. But this area looks a lot better now, I think, than it did before. And then over here, I did make some changes. I talked about possibly adding like an extra room down here, so I made like a little step down. And now these windows are accessible. These are the windows right above the garage, which are nice. And it's kind of just like a step down. And then right here I have another window which kind of just sticks out to that space there. So I'm just trying to make it all come together and just make it all make sense. And I think it's coming together pretty nicely. So I still have more work to do in the interior, which I'm going to be doing on my own time. And I'll have a final tour of the house after we finish a couple episodes of landscaping. That's pretty much the plan, guys. So let's get started with the building today. Don't want to waste too much more time. So doing some research on landscaping with Victorian builds. I kind of, have some ideas kind of figured out in my head. So just looking at landscaping for Victorian, I noticed there's a lot of clutter, I guess you could say. Lots of flower beds and shrubbery around the, like kind of surrounding the house. So I'm going to try to do something very similar on this build. Just add a bunch of shrubbery and just a lot of that stuff. So you're going to see me add a lot of the things that you saw me do over here. So like flower beds with a bunch of leaves and and roses and ferns. And I wish I had all the nice flowers that we don't have yet on Xbox, like the lilacs and the peonies and the daisies. That would be such a great feature for this. And whenever that does come out on Xbox, I will most likely come back and re-add that to this place, because I think that would just be an excellent addition. One thing I need to do is grab some dark oak wood stairs and kind of fill these in. So we're kind of coming to the very end of this Let's Build, guys. I kind of wish, looking back, hindsight 2020, but I kind of wish that I would have built this thing not on a super flat world. I don't know. I feel like landscaping is so much more detailed and better when you're not on a super flat. So, you know, looking back on it, I probably would have liked to have done this world on a regular world. And actually, now that I think about it, I probably could have put this house like just across the street from the HDTV Dream Home. There was some space there. So, I guess I could have done that. But, you know, looking back, hindsight's 2020. It's fine on the... I just wanted to use a custom super flat world, I guess, so I could add a basement, and I will be doing that just to add more to it. But yeah, I definitely, looking back on it, I definitely could have done this thing on a regular world, and I probably should have, because I enjoy building on custom. I don't really enjoy building. What I should be saying is I don't enjoy building on super flats as much as I do regular worlds, because you get the actual, everything's generated and stuff like that, and it looks more realistic, and you can actually do some pretty cool landscapes and things like that. So that's probably what I should have done, but I still really like this house, and I'm really happy with the final product of the exterior. So now it's just all about making a great interior and a great landscape, which I think we can do. So my plan for the landscape in the front yard is just to add this flower bed here real quick. I'm going to do this. And then the next thing I want to do is add like a big pond that's kind of shapes this with a gazebo, and then a bunch more trees. And I'm going to try to make some custom trees as well, so they're not all just oak trees, because I want to try to customize this as much as I can. So I'll probably come back in and add some custom trees later on. But right now I'm just kind of spamming the all the different clays right here of the brown and the gray and the black, just to kind of make it look like it's some sort of soil or mulch or something like that, since we don't have Podzol yet on Xbox, which is another thing I would use. Podzol isn't actually that great in the default, so maybe I wouldn't use it in the default, but who knows. There's Podzol, I really do like that when it's when it's on Flows HD on PC, because it's like leaves. It looks like it just looks like autumn leaves. I think that's really cool. If you've never checked that out, I'd recommend it. So I'm going to add a little bit more black stain in here, and this is just a random assortment of blocks, so there's no right or wrong way to do this. So I'm just going to start to fill it in a little bit quicker here, so I don't waste too much time. Landscaping does take more time than you think, which is why I said that whatever I don't get done on these episodes, I will come back and do on my own time. So that's pretty much what I'm going to be doing for the next 2 episodes, front yard and backyard. As far as backyard ideas, I want to add something around a fountain. I want to add a pool back there, hopefully, and some other things. So I have plenty of ideas to go around. I just have to kind of add them. So there's our little soil thing here, and what I'm going to do is actually grab some stone bricks here. I think I am going to make this elevated off the grass just a little bit. And then I'm going to add all of the leaves and all of the roses and the ferns. So let me grab each kind here, except for jungle. And let's get some roses and some ferns. Maybe even some yellow flowers just to mix in. Why not? So what I do like to do is I like to have kind of like a color code. So I think I add the oak leaves on the black stained clay. So just kind of like spam this around and add the oak leaves on the black stained clay. And then I guess spruce leaves would be on the gray or the, well, either one really. I gotta go check on the other bed, because I'll kind of make it line up with that, I guess. So I don't add it on all of them, just like most of them, I guess you could say. So like that. And then let's see what we got here. So it looks like gray is with the birch, so we'll do that. And that automatically leaves the brown for the spruce. So again, we'll spam it. We'll put it all over the place. And this is about as best as I can do here on Xbox, with the lack of, like, we haven't really had the landscape update, is what I like to call it, when you get the flowers and the Podzol. I think that's going to be next update, I'm hoping. 4J Studios has, hinted that they're going to add new biomes, and with new biomes comes a flower forest, I'm hoping. And flower forest would be when they would add a bunch of new flowers and things like that. So that's really my hope for this, is that they can add some new flowers soon on Xbox and have some more things for Dan to play with when it comes to landscaping. Because when you're just using ferns and stuff like that, it just gets kind of stale. Okay, so I added a bunch right there, and I do like how the tree is kind of like in the middle of that bed. That does look good. So now I have to come in with some dirt here and just kind of, wherever I didn't place some blocks, just kind of come in and add some dirt. And this dirt is going to be where I'm going to place the ferns and the roses. So we'll just do this kind of assorted throughout the flower bed here. And this should look pretty good when it's done. It's just adding a lot of detail to this place is what I'm really trying to do here. So I'm going to start off with the ferns, or start off with the roses, and try to do like a 50-50 split, 50-50 distribution between the roses and the ferns. Again, it's, there's no right or wrong way to do this, so it doesn't really matter if it's not perfectly 50-50. It can be 60-40. That's fine. So I'm going to add some ferns, and then maybe I should add some yellow flowers. I don't know. I kind of just like it with the ferns and the roses. So we'll leave it like that. And then what I did on this one over here is I actually, for the oak leaves, I actually made them 2 blocks tall, just so they stick out a little bit more. So like that, and maybe one more like right there. So that's kind of my thought for a little flower bed there. Again, it's a lot of detail. And that's kind of like what I'm going for the front of the house. I kind of want to tuck the house away behind the landscaping, so it's very private and it looks old-fashioned as well. So we're kind of going for the anti-modern here is basically what we're doing. So the next order of operations, now that we have that big flower bed put away, we need to add a pond and a gazebo. So that's going to be our next 2 tasks for the rest of this video. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and kind of just create like a, I don't know, like a egg-shaped or a bean-shaped pond, really. So this is going to kind of just, there's really no right or wrong way to do this. I'm just going to kind of start off by breaking some blocks here as like a perimeter of this pond, and then I'll come back in and see what I need to change to it. So I wanted to make it pretty big, and I'm going to add a lot more of that, landscaping around it. So a lot more flowers and things like that. And it's just going to be a nice big space here. And right now this is just kind of random, so we're going to have to connect this like that will be good. Let's take a look at this from an aerial view. So that's more or less what I'm looking for. So that's perfect. So now let me just kind of break this all the way through here. So we're going to get this broken. And what I might do is just cut the video for this, guys, and I'll just kind of, break this whole thing so we're not wasting too much time. Okay, guys, I'm back. I actually went ahead and broke all of the grass, and I actually broke it down 3 levels so we can start to fill this pond in now. I added a perimeter of black stained clay just to kind of show you guys from an aerial view what this pond is looking like in terms of its shape. So I do want to make a few changes to the shape, but other than that, I think it looks pretty good. As far as the area around the pond goes, I'm going to add some clay around it, and then I'm going to, again, place some more leaves and things like that on it, and then some sugar cane as well. And then I'm going to place some lily pads in the middle of the pond. So let's just go ahead and shape this thing a little bit better. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of bring that in a little bit and then take that out too. And I can just fill in the rest of that later. And then what else did I want to change? I think that's good. And then let me come... Wait, no. I want to add an extra one there and break that. That's right. And then over here, I want to take this across like this. Make that 2. Take that one out 1 block extra like that. And then turn this into 2 and 2 instead of 1 and 3. And I think that's good. So there we go. We have the pond just a little bit different in terms of its shape. So we could even add like 3 blocks going across there, or even 2 blocks going across there and break that. That's another possibility. Maybe. So anyway, let's go ahead and just start to fill this thing in with the water. So obviously we can just start from the bottom and go up. Remember how much of a struggle this used to be on Xbox before they kind of changed the physics of the water. So it used to be so difficult. You had to kind of fill in level by level, because what they did is they changed it so water actually counts as a full block, so it'll slide right over as if it was filled in with blocks. So that was a real nice change that they added, and something that needed to be added because it was just a pain in the butt to try to fill stuff in. All right, so let's see. Now we just got to get that kind of going here. There we go. And then 1 more level, and then we're gonna add some things around this. So I don't love default texture pack water, something we're going to have to deal with. I wish we could use some natural texture pack water. Honestly, I wish we could just, I like features from natural texture pack default, the city texture pack. I love features from all of them. I wish I could just combine them all into one and just take the paintings from the steampunk texture pack, take the, the cobblestone from the city texture pack, take the glass from the natural. Oh man, it would be so great if we could just combine all of them together and make one uber texture pack. Alright, so we missed a spot right here. Let me just kind of get that figured out. There we go. So we have ourselves a pond, which is looking great. So the next thing we got to do is get some lily pads. So I'm just going to kind of take some lily pads and just kind of put them across. What I like to do is make like a parkour course with the lily pads, and you can try to get from one side to the other. I don't know if I'm going to actually do that this time, just kind of spamming them, but it's always just a fun little thing to add. And there we go. So just some lily pads across the pond. So next thing we got to do is add a perimeter of some clay. So I'm just going to kind of take a perimeter of clay through here just to kind of surround the pond. And this doesn't have to be exactly the same as the other side, so I'm just going to kind of quickly add this in. We're going to fill in the middle of that with some different colors. I got to add some dirt in there as well so we can put some sugar cane. Probably going to put some sugar cane right on the edge of the water. But really just try to make it as pondy looking as possible. I don't know what else to say about it. But yeah, it should look pretty good. I just wanted to add a pond in the middle of the yard just to add some more fanciness to the house. It's got its own pond and just a nice landscaping feature. In the backyard, I'm going to add a big fountain, like I said, a pool, probably some sort of garden. I wanted to add a garden on the side of the yard, so like next to the sunroom, that area of the house, I'm going to add a garden or something like that. So we'll put that in later on. I might just do that off camera. It depends on if I have time next episode or not. I just don't know if I'm going to have time. And I don't want to push the landscaping too far, because landscaping, it is what it is. It's not something that you like absolutely need to see. Okay, so there we go. We have our little perimeter there. So now basically we just have to come in and just kind of fill this in. So I think I'm going to cut the video again, guys, to fill this in, since it is going to take a little bit of time. And then I'll come back at you guys once I have, all the clay assorted, and I'm ready to add some sugar cane and some flowers and some leaves and things like that. So don't go anywhere, guys. I'll be right back. Okay, guys, so we just keep on adding to this thing. I added some sand and some assorted clay and some dirt. So now we're ready to add some sugar cane and some other things. One thing I want to do is actually grab a hoe and some seeds, and we're going to plant some, where are the seeds? Seeds are under food, that's right. So, wait, no, this isn't food, this is materials. I could have sworn it was under food. Whatever. So we're going to get some bone meal as well. And what I'm going to do is start off by placing some sugar cane on the sand. One thing is, another thing I'm looking forward to them changing would be to make so the sugar cane's like greener. The sugar cane's like, I don't know, it's like a light green or like a yellowish color right now. On PC, it's a darker green. I really like that, so I'm looking forward to them adding that on the old Xbox, which should be in a future update as well. So lots of things to look forward to when it comes to landscaping, that's for sure. So I'm just going to come through and start to just do a little bit of tilling here on some of these dirt blocks, and I'm going to add some wheat to that just to add a little bit more to it. So I'm just going to try to get all these blocks I've already turned back into grass into, there we go. So let's go ahead and put the wheat on these, and it's going to be nice and cool. The wheat adds some good color, which is like why I like to add it. I did something similar on my Japanese estate, so we're going to kind of take some inspiration from that when it comes to default texture pack landscaping, because landscaping is different depending on what texture pack you're using, because things look different and you got to change your whole plan. So let me come back through and do some bone mealing. I wish there was an easier way to plant wheat on creative mode. It seems like it takes just as long as you were to do it in survival. So I wish that you could just kind of take like one of those wheat, just take a piece of wheat from your inventory and just like put it on a dirt block and it would automatically plant. That would be great in creative mode. So not sure why that isn't a thing, but whatever. So I'm going to add a few more of these with the bone meal. And there we go. So we have some wheat kind of sorted around the place. Next thing to do is add some roses. So I'm going to kind of come through here, do the 50-50 split with the roses and the ferns again. Might even add some yellow flowers for the pond. But I'm just going all out on the detail, guys. That is the whole goal of this place, just to go crazy with it. Okay, so now let's come back through with the ferns. I don't even mind if some of the blocks are turned back to grass. I'm not even sure why they're turning back to grass. I would assume that underneath is grass or something like that. It's causing that, but whatever. I don't really even care. So let's just kind of add some ferns through here. And we should be looking pretty good. Place one there and there. A few more. And now the last thing to do is add the leaves. So once we get this done, the pond will be pretty much finished. I'm going to add some trees around the pond, which I'll do off camera because that takes some time with the bone mealing and the planting. So now all we got to do is add the leaves, and then I'm going to add a gazebo probably in that corner. And then I think the front yard will be pretty much good to go. And then I have to make a decision later on if I want to keep it mowed or not. Or I might take some inspiration from my good friend Don Patchy and add a lawnmower in the process of mowing the lawn, which I thought was really cool on the mansion that we did the hide and seek on a few days ago. So let me go ahead and just add some leaves through here. And we have a few more things to add. I mean, there's the thing about landscaping that kind of paranoids me is that I feel like I'm not adding enough. Like I feel like I could always add more things, but I'm just like, what should I add next? And then I just can't decide, and I ended up just stopping. So I'll make sure that I have an open mind and just keep on trying to think of new things to add to this place. So you never know what I could think of, 2 days from now that could have been like great for this video. That always happens and frustrates me. So anyway, let's come back through and add some on the brown. Let's add some spruce. I like how we have this color coded. It's pretty easy for me. I just kind of have to come through and match it with the block. So just gonna kind of wrap this around, and this is gonna be kind of the little area around our pond. So I like it. I think it's good. I think I missed a spot there. Yep, and that's not on the right color coordination. Okay, so we're gonna add this, and then I think we're gonna be good. And then I gotta figure out like if I want to add like a gazebo thing over here. So we gotta add one of those on a Victorian place. That's like a must. Yeah, every Victorian house has to have a gazebo, at least a fancy one. All right, so that's good. And then one last run through with the birch on the gray, and then we're gonna be good, guys. And that's all I'm gonna add for this. Added a ton of different blocks and a ton of different details. So I have to say I'm happy with it. And before I go even further, I'm just gonna replace that block because I keep going around and seeing that and it's annoying me. So let's just get that out of the way. Whoops. All right, so just a few more roundabouts here and we'll be good to go. We're just going ring around the rosy. That's pretty much been the whole theme of the video. Okay, so let's just add a few more over here and there. We're bringing around town like SpongeBob. Okay. Then I have to take a step back and look at this again to make sure that it's looking good. And there's another missed spot right there. Okay. And I'll add one more right there, and I think we're gonna be good. So let me take an aerial view at this pond, and that's a pretty fancy looking pond, if I do say so myself. Definitely add something to the front yard. So when we're at the street level, you kind of come into the driveway. You have like this big pond in the front yard, and there's even more we could add to this. We could add more trees and more shrubbery. So I'm just gonna keep on adding stuff to this, but this is kind of like a great start, I think. One thing I do want to add is a gate of some sorts. So I'm gonna try to play around with that for a second here. I'm looking for iron bars. Where the heck are those? Okay, here we go. So I'm gonna grab some iron bars and some things like this. And what I think I'm gonna do is add like a gate that goes across right here. Just a few blocks in. Let me see how many blocks I took it on this side. Just 2. So that's good. And I'm just gonna kind of connect this all the way across here. Let me kind of count this to make sure that's even. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, so right there is 10 and 10. Okay, so next thing to do is add some iron bars that runs across right here. Question is, should I make the iron bars 2 blocks tall or just 1? I have no idea. I haven't really built a fence like this in a while. I think I'm going to make them 2 blocks tall though. And then I'm going to add some quartz slabs on top of that, possibly. Who knows? We'll figure it out though. Okay, so that's going to run across right there. And then I think I am going to add some quartz slabs running across this. Same thing on this side. So this will go across here. And then on the end, I think I'm going to add a quartz stair. So there and there. And that's going to be kind of the gate. There's probably more I could add to this. Like, I could probably go, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then, like, raise this up a level. I probably could do that. So go like that, maybe. This is just experimental right now. I'm not even sure if I'm gonna go with this, but I'm just gonna try it out right now. So like that and like that maybe. So it's kind of risen up one block. Same thing on this side. I'm just trying to experiment with it, guys. Not really sure how it's going to turn out. Okay, so that's going to kind of go to there, and then this goes like... These are hard to place. There we go. Let's take a look at this. So something like that. I don't know if I like that or not. And then what I could do is I could add an upside down stair there, and a regular... Wait, no. And like that. And same thing on this side. And this could be kind of like... Once they come together, like they kind of connect with that. That makes that look a lot better, actually. I like that. There's probably more I could add to this even. I could probably extend this out an extra block and do that. So I could place an upside down block right there. So I could do that maybe. No, never mind. Don't like that. Okay, so we're going to get rid of that. What if I did just like that? What if I just left it like that? That's better. Let's do it like that. Because they don't even connect anyway, so might as well just do that. Yeah, that looks pretty good as our little gate. Could be better. Could be worse. I'm trying to think of anything else I could add to this. Maybe, just maybe, I could add some pillared quartz right here to kind of connect it. We'll see. This is going to be the last thing I do, though. So like that. What about that? Yeah, that looks alright, but now I have to change this because there's not enough of a contrast there, so we'll make this, I guess, lock in the middle be stone brick instead. I like that. I think that looks pretty good. So there's our little gate in the front of the house. So that would obviously, you know, shut when the people aren't home. And then I would have to extend the driveway out into the road, which I'll do later because that's not really even part of the house. And I also wanted to take a look at this thing at nighttime. Just take a look real quick on the road, kind of from the road angle. So the whole point is to make it so you can't even really see the house from the road. That really kind of symbolizes it as a mansion. Like if I'm driving past here, I can't even tell like, oh, that place must be fancy. You can't even see inside, you know what I mean? But if you're going past the gate, you can kind of get a look. So I like it. I think it looks great. So let's add the last thing for today's video, guys. Let's add a gazebo. So hopefully this won't take too long to add this. I'm going to grab some quartz and things like that. And I'm not sure even how big this thing is going to be. I'm actually thinking about adding it right over here instead of that corner. That corner's kind of small, so I think I am going to add it right here. So let's go quartz. And I'm trying to figure out how I want to do this. So maybe like that and like that. And then jump 3. This is going to be a little bit tricky, guys. So bear with me for a second here while I figure this out. Okay, that looks good. And then jump 3 there and there, right? Might have to push this back a little bit because it's going to bonk right into the side here. It actually might be able to avoid that. So wait, nope, like that. Like that. There we go. Yeah, that's actually a really good spot for that because it's right next to the pond, but you know, it's not actually, you know, the pond isn't blocking it or anything like that. So I'm gonna grab some dark oak wood for this as well. Do a little step up with some dark oak. So we'll run this across and kind of fill this in. And these pillars will go up and it should be pretty fancy. I'm gonna try to add a nice big gazebo here with some sitting areas on the inside, maybe even like a little fire pit in the middle and like a fire escape at the top. So always things we can add. And then I'm probably gonna put some flower beds around the gazebo too, because you can never have enough of that. But I've definitely showcased that enough this episode. Okay, so something like that, and then I think I'm going to do an upside down stair and an upside down stair. Have it go across right here as well. And just kind of, you know, fill in this shape. Wait a minute. This doesn't look right. Something's wrong here. Oh, wait, no. I have to do that and then fill that in. Okay, yep, that makes sense. Okay, and there we go. Gonna add some slabs below that on each side. Okay, now we're gonna take the pillars up several blocks here. This is gonna look good, I think. I always liked building these things. These things are enjoyable to build, so I'm just gonna try to, you know, make this thing as cool as I can here with the time constraints, because I don't want to run the video too long for you guys. Okay, so here we go, and then take this up See how that looks. It might be a bit large, so maybe I can scale it down a little bit. But I'm just going to start building it and just kind of, you know, go from there. And take these up one more. For the backyard, I was thinking about adding a pool house, kind of a little bit off topic, but that was just on my mind. So kind of what we did on the traditional house that I did a few months ago, or like a year ago, actually. Time flies. That was like the last Let's Build I did. Oh, no, never mind. I did the HGTV Dream Home. I just wanted to mention, as far as Let's Builds goes, I really appreciate the support you guys have given this series. It's been really fun to build. I really enjoy doing Let's Builds. They're my favorite kind of series to do. So I will be starting a new one pretty much right after this because I really enjoy doing them. So I'm going to think of another style of house to build and just kind of jump right into it after this one's done. Because, you know, these videos are fun to make. So I'm going to think of something. Of course, I'm always open to suggestions, but I have a couple of different styles of architecture that I want to try that I might be able to do for another Let's Build in the future. So I guess look out for that. Once this one's done, since we're on the last few episodes of this one, we can start talking about the future. So something like that, right? And then I just want to kind of keep taking this upward. So I'm going to add some stone bricks in each one of these corners here, like that. And I'm just going to kind of connect this across in the four corners to make a little square. But this thing should look pretty nice. I'm going to have an opening in the top for some sort of fire escape. Make sure I do that. Just take that across right there on each side. Then I might come back and add some stone slabs as well. Just kind of add a whole bunch of different colors of slabs. Okay, so there we go. And I'm probably just going to do this as well. So kind of edge it in the corner. Take it up like this. This is going to look pretty good, I think. Okay, and then the last few blocks here, I think I'm going to do stone brick kind of surrounding the top. So, and then I'll leave that open, as if I want to add a fireplace in the middle, I can leave that open. And we'll have something like that as the roof of this gazebo. So I like it. I think it looks pretty good. It might be a little bit bulky, so I'll have to kind of do a little bit of examining of that afterwards and see if I want to make any changes. It might be a little bit bulky. We're gonna see in a second here. It's still not done yet, so I still need to add some more things, including the railing and the interiors of this thing as well. So it still needs a little bit more work. Okay, so this will go across here and there and there. So that adds just a little bit around the edge there. That's good. I could do some upside down quartz stairs here just to kind of frame this. That might actually look pretty good. The problem with this kind of thing is I could just sit and work on this thing for hours, just adding more detail to it. So I don't want to spend too much time on it. Okay, and then railings. I'm going to do slabs as well. Kind of have this run around. Maybe I could add anvils here. Maybe I could. Maybe I can't. I don't know. I think I'm going to just do slabs for now. So like that. I'll do an upside down stair there and there. And that's kind of my little idea for a gazebo. So you can come out here in a nice summer day and sit out here. I'm going to have some sitting areas in here. So just, this isn't going to be how it's finalized, but I can have some basic stuff like this. And then there'll be a little fireplace in the middle. That would look good. Fire. And then obviously we have the top part there, which is the fire escape. So the smoke escape or whatever. And that is looking pretty nice. So I think that's going to be it, guys, for the landscaping of the front yard. Next episode, I'll come back to you guys and work on the landscaping in the backyard. So we added the big pond. We added the gazebo. I'm still going to add more to this, and I'll show you guys that at the beginning of next episode. But I just wanted to get started with like the basic ideas that I had. So I think this is looking pretty good. I still need to add a lot more to this place, though. It could still use a lot more detailing and some more work to it. But I really like the way it looks right now, and we just got to keep on pecking away at it. So thanks for watching, everybody. It's been Dangeles. Hope you guys enjoyed part 15 of the Victorian Mansion Let's Build. Come back to you guys for part 16 in a few days, where we'll probably finish up the Let's Build on the backyard landscape. And after that, I'll do a tour of the finished product of the house with the interior and everything finished. So thanks for watching, everybody. It's been Dangeles. See you guys on the next episode. Peace out.